If a man has disappointed you or irritated you, I am going to give you the life hack. When I'm disappointed by a man, or, he kind of flopped. He kind of flopped. They have a tendency to flop, okay? That's their thing. They love doing it. They love it. And what I have told myself, okay, sometimes you have to rewire your brain. And this is what happens now, okay? When a man disappoints me or lets me down, I don't get upset anymore. I don't get mad. Like, that's on him. He wanted to do it. That's his vibe. That's his prerogative. Like, go off, queen. I love that for you. You're a bitch. But I'm not going to harbor any negativity towards that man. And I'm going to tell you why. Because like attracts like, okay? And I don't want that for me. So now all that happens is I just get hotter. I just get fucking hotter, okay? So when I'm disappointed by a guy, I'm like, the glow up, I'm gonna get 10 times hotter this week. I love this. This is amazing. This is not bad. This is not a negative, okay? You have to reframe that shit in your head, okay? Take five, regroup, do what you gotta do. Feel the feelings, but like, I'm sorry, who doesn't want to be hot and sexy? Like, that's literally my only vibe in life. Like, I just want to be hot and sexy and have fun. Especially if I know that I kept it 100. I was honest. I was cool. I was chill. I didn't do anything. I don't know what the fuck he's on. Obviously, some neck shit. I'm not getting beg you to stay, beg you to choose me, beg you to pick, baby. I already won. This shit is rigged in my favor. I can't lose. I literally can't lose. When you're hot and sexy and an angel in human form, like, you cannot lose. You just simply cannot lose, okay? So this is the mindset that you need to have, and like, brainwash yourself a little bit too. Like, that's okay. Brainwash yourself. I don't give a fuck. Any of the haters want to come on this video and fucking tell me that I'm cocky. No, bitch, I'm fucking confident. There's a fucking difference. Okay?
If your partner is not making your life better, why is he here? Why are you with him? What are we doing? Seriously, if he is not adding value to your life, making the one life that you get better than it already is, why are we with him? Serious question.
I want to know what your number one reason is for not having kids. You don't owe anybody an explanation. You don't.
My number one reason for not having or wanting kids is based solely off of I'm not a selfish person, but to be a parent, you have to be selfless. And that ain't me. I want to spend my money on what I want to spend my money on. I don't want another human life dictating what I'm going to do. I don't want to be responsible for another human life. I don't want to have to deal with my heart living outside of my body. Like, I already have control issues and anxiety issues and things like that. I don't need to put that on an innocent child. And some of y'all should take that advice. Just saying.
I had a call with Meta, and there's like secrets that they don't really share, but I'm going to share them. Basically, they want you to be posting 3 to 5 times a week, and they don't want you to overdo it. They want stories every single day. They want you to let your stories run out until you post more stories.
Wait, what do you mean?
So for example, let's say you posted a batch of stories, okay, on Monday. They want you to let those run out until the 24 hours is done and then post another round of stories.
Wow.
Yes. They're rewarding the behavior of letting it run out, because then they can get as much views and like reach rate as possible on stories for you. Let it run out and then post again.
I'm almost 30 and I don't have anything to show for it. I don't have a house. I don't have a car.
Girl, I'm 32. I don't have a house, don't have a car, don't have a job, don't have a husband, don't have a baby. Not even a front house, not even that Zaza that you have. But there's no pressure. It's probably no pressure, darling, no pressure.
How to make a grown man jealous. Toxic edition. If
he's looking at other women, checking out other girls over dinner, walking through the streets, and it makes you feel uncomfortable, don't be looking at other men. He doesn't care. It doesn't make him jealous. And you know the reason why? Because men do not compete over beauty, over another man's beauty or looks. They compete over money. They compete over another man's wealth. Women compete over another woman's beauty, but not men. Women compete over another woman's beauty. When a man is looking at a beautiful woman, it triggers us and makes us jealous because we want to compete with her. So use this exact same strategy on him, but with money. If he sees you with another man wealthier than him or talking about another man wealthier than him, it will trigger his insecurities. So next time you're sitting over dinner with your husband looking at other women, tell him, oh my God, have you seen the car outside? I bet the guy who owns that car has so much money. How can somebody afford a car like this? He must be so wealthy. What a shame you're never going to be able to afford a car like that. Tell him about your co-workers, how much money they have. Tell him about how wealthy your ex-boyfriend was. Be smart, play dumb, ladies. And I know some of you are going to be like, no, this is so toxic, I feel so bad. Do you think men feel bad when they look at other beautiful women? Exactly.
An engagement ring has to hurt the man who's buying it. Why? Because it's upfront expense as proof of long-term intention. What's a very good proxy indicator of the fact that someone's going to be an honest player? The idea that they intend to be in the market for a long time. We trust a kebab shop more than we trust a kebab van. The kebab van can poison 3 people in a town and just move on 20 miles and start again. The kebab shop has actually invested in leases, in equipment, and lots of immovable assets. He can't afford to poison his customers because the cost of moving is much higher. An engagement ring is exactly the same thing, okay? It essentially says, if I were planning a one-night stand, do you think I would have bought this thing? One of the reasons, too, why jewellery and flowers are very potent presents from men to women is precisely because men aren't interested in them. So you can buy your wife jewellery or flowers. Men, if there were no women on the planet, there wouldn't be any florists, really. Or rather, they just sell cactuses and Venus flytraps, bloke plants, right? But if you buy your wife jewellery or flowers, it effectively says, I have made a financial sacrifice to make you happy where there is no suspicion of self-interest, okay? Right? Whereas if you buy your wife a quad bike or a drone for Christmas, there might be the suspicion that you weren't really thinking of her.
How to make him regret losing you, but this will only make sense if you watch it all the way through so you understand the whole point. He's a man. What do men have the most of? Ego. Ego. If you want him to regret losing you, you cannot feed his ego. I'm gonna get mad. Feeding his ego includes telling him you miss him, calling him, texting him, letting him know that you've been sad since the last time you've seen him or since you guys stopped talking. Dude, shut your mouth. Don't say any of that. I don't care if you're dying. He will never regret losing you if you feed his ego. You need to be a cool kid. You've got to be unfazed. Your life is amazing with or without him. I've been doing so much. I've been getting life done. My skin's been getting clearer. All these things are getting better. You're unfazed by the breakup. I don't care if it's eating you up inside. Do you want him to regret you or not? You're unfazed. You're just like living in this dream world. Life is just taking you to magical place after magical place. You haven't even had time to really notice that he hasn't been talking to you or texting you or calling you. And if he does, you take your time answering. Maybe after the second or third text or call, you answer like, oh, sorry, I was just getting my third facial of the day. I didn't even realize that I haven't spoken to you in weeks. How's it been?
How do I know if I'm with a mature man? First of all, a mature man is not obsessed with social media. He might have it for business purposes, but he's not just sitting there scrolling on social media, looking at girls, double tapping their pictures. The next thing is, if he can communicate his feelings to you without giving you an attitude, prioritizing communication over being angry. He doesn't get weird about your time of the month. A mature man is not going to care about that. I'm not saying he's going to go down on you or something during that time. He's going to be caring to you about it. He's also going to be understanding of the fact that that you're needing a little more love and affection, and you're maybe going to feel a little low energy at that point. If he's not understanding that, not a mature man. A mature man is not over drinking. You know you're with a mature man if he is not hiding his phone from you. I'm talking about phone passwords, doesn't put his phone face down, doesn't put his phone under his pillow when he's going to sleep.
Under his pillow?
I've heard it. Yes.
Honestly, what privacy? What are you, in the CIA?
Privacy. They're using the word privacy to gaslight you into thinking that they're not keeping secrets. Like, there's a big difference between having your privacy and hiding things from your partner.
If you're in your 20s, I need you to relax. I'm 27 years old. I still live at home. I have to go back to university to get my master's degree, and I can't fucking drive, okay? My life is a bit uncertain at the moment. Yes, I'm hot. But there's a whole lot of shit that, like, I also have to deal with. End of last year, my whole life fucking fell apart. And oftentimes, people will be like, oh my God, their life looks so cool. Their life looks so amazing. They have everything together. In their 20s, nobody really has everything all together. You need to stop glorifying and worrying about what other people are doing, because I talk to people that I'm like, oh my God, your life is so cool, and actually their life is fucked, okay? I'm doing all right now, but for a while there, it was a little bit sketchy, okay? Everyone is a little bit fucked up. If you're in your 20s and you're worried that you're not far enough and that shit's a bit fucked and that everything is all over the shop, it's going to be okay, all right? I'm sure in a year from now, things will be completely different for me, because if you'd have asked me this time last year, where will you be in a year's time, I would have been like, I'd be married and living in fucking, I don't know, Russia. Yeah, so actually everything's okay and everything changes and you're going to be fine. Everything is going to be fine. Garam masala.
If you are a girl and you want a man to feel connected to you, fall in love with you, whatever, you need to be thinking about a little something called vasopressin. It is a bonding neurotransmitter that is released in men specifically when it comes to connection and in the beginning stages of a relationship. So while women bond through oxytocin release after sex when they're being touched, men bond through vasopressin release. And oxytocin is still super important for men, but it doesn't become important unless they already love you. And the vasopressin is what's going to kind of make this love happen a little bit. So how can we trigger it? Well, the way you're going to do it is very simple. Let him do things for you. Give him small tasks that he can complete for you, and then make him feel like you're so grateful for them. So for example, if you need help with anything, if you need him to fix anything in your apartment, just tell him and then let him take care of doing it for you. And then once he does it, be like, oh my God, thank you. It's really quite easy. But as women, we tend to want to micromanage, to do all of the plans, to do everything. And that is going to take away the opportunity for this vasopressin to be released. A really simple way to do this is if you are going on a date and he asks you what you want to eat or where you want to go, say, I'm really in the mood for Italian food, but I don't know a good restaurant. Can you find one? Obviously, you can use this with any type of cuisine. This gives him a direct task to complete. You want to get Italian food, but you're just a girl and you don't know where to get the Italian food. And once he does it, you go to the place and hopefully you like the food. And then tell him, like, thank you so much. I never would have guessed to try this restaurant. It is so good. I am so happy we went here. Boom. He's accomplished a task, he's helped you with something, it makes him feel good about himself, and it spikes vasopressin, which will make him feel bonded to you, attracted to you, connected with you, which is exactly what you want. Once you are dating him, that's when you can focus on oxytocin, touch, sex, all that kind of stuff. Obviously touch him if you like him, but like, you know what I mean. I love you guys so much. Let me know if you like videos like this, and I will see you in the next one. Bye guys.
Your behavior after a breakup will determine if the guy, a lot of times, if the guy feels in his mind he made the right decision. Let's talk about it. This is where I've worked with so many men for years, and this is like a really good piece of knowledge I'm going to pass off to you. So when you're with a guy and he breaks up with you, not when you break up with him, that's something different when the guy breaks up with you. When he breaks up with you, if you are not leveling up, you are confirming to him two things. Number one, that he made the right decision to break up with you, and number two, that you are so heartbroken and distraught and upset that he can go explore the world and come back, that you will always be there just waiting for him because you are heartbroken and devastated. You can't get out of bed. You're sending him text message after text message. You are so upset that he broke up with you. You cannot imagine life without him. All you're doing is showing him, like, when you're like devastated and upset and you can't function and you can't move. Listen, that may be the truth. I'm not saying it's not. But what you're doing is you're confirming to him, he's like, I got this, girl. And I'm telling you, he won't regret the breakup. When a guy breaks up with you, you do your best to fight through those pain feelings and those sadness feelings. You fight through them. You try your best. You crawl out of that hole and you level up. If you need to lose some weight, you lose some weight. If you need to go back to school, you go back to school. You get that education. You get that better job. You level up, because that is when he will really, you want to make that man regret a breakup? I'm telling you right now, you become the best version of yourself and he will absolutely regret that breakup. You stay in bed crying, gaining weight, just being hysterical, not functioning. You know what you're doing? You're doing two things, seriously. Exactly like I said, you are confirming to him that he made the right decision to break up with you, and you are also confirming to him that you will always be there. He will not look at you crying and all devastated and be like, maybe I made the wrong decision. Maybe I hurt her feelings. Maybe I shouldn't have went out with that other girl. Maybe I shouldn't have cheated on her. Maybe I shouldn't have. Maybe I should. No, they feel bad for like a day. You want to know how long they feel bad for? They feel bad for like a day. That's it. You think they stay home crying, oh, wow, maybe I shouldn't have broke up? No. You know when they do that? They do that when you level up. When you level up is when they're like, fuck, maybe I made a mistake. Maybe this was a bad decision. Maybe I shouldn't have did that. That's when they do it.
If you want to be more memorable, you need to spike someone's dopamine. Let me explain. Dopamine is the neurotransmitter that is most closely linked to memory. It spikes, and when it does, it helps the neurotransmitters in our brain that are responsible for short-term and long-term memory to fire. So if you're on a date, or you're talking to someone, or you're in a situation where you want a person to remember you, you need to be activating the dopamine in their brain. So it's actually pretty easy to do. This is how you're going to do it. Basically, you want to be exciting and take them out of any sort of like mundane conversation. So if you are meeting someone, instead of asking like, what do you do for work, ask them about like what their favorite hobby is, or what's something exciting that happened to them that week. Even like if you're at a party with a guy, you can ask them like what their favorite music is. And even getting a person to think about their favorite type of music will spike dopamine in their brain, and then they are going to remember you forever. Well, maybe not forever, but you're definitely going to make an impact, and you will set yourself apart from every other person that they talk to. Let me know if you like these like psychology tip videos, because it is what I have my degree in, so I do really enjoy like making videos about this kind of thing. And yeah, I will see you in the next video. Bye guys, love you.
In case you weren't convinced that we live in a matrix, there are CIA documents that tell you how to contact people telepathically, heal parts of your body using your mind, and remember forgotten memories. And all of the instructions for these live in a document that was declassified in 2003 called the Gateway Intermediate Workbook. In the late 70s and early 80s, the CIA was super interested in studying the psychic abilities of the mind. This document is wild. Look at this. To reduce pain signals, I'll move so you can pause this to read it if you want to. But what is this? Repeat the number 55515. There are diagrams instructing you how to exhale stale, used up energy out of your feet, how to perceive distant events and people, remote viewing. Again, I'll move so you can pause to read this if you want to. But the most interesting thing in all of this is that every single exercise starts with an affirmation. And the affirmation essentially states that we are more than our physical body, contrary to popular belief. Not only that, but the affirmation also asks non-physical entities for their protection. This document was part of the Gateway experiments. I put the link of that in my bio if you want to read the full document. Let me know what you think in the comments. Is there more to this, or was this a waste of resources? And follow for more like this.
Leaving the man you love for the man you fucking deserve might be a little bit painful, but I'm gonna be making that easier for you by telling you things you deserve from a fucking man. A man who doesn't fucking cheat on you, bitch. A man who is fucking loyal to you. I thought this was like common sense to you bitches, but it looks like it's just not. A man who's not constantly bringing up the fucking favors that he has decided to do for you. Like, nobody put a fucking gun to your head telling you to do some shit for me. You know what I mean? Like, one of those, baby, a king like that. Someone who knows how to fucking communicate with you, bitch, and not like a little fucking child. Like, you're an adult, right? We're both adults. Like, Someone that knows how to do that. A man that respects what the fuck you decide to wear, bitch. That is very fucking important because we got a little fucking dumbasses who think they have control over what the fuck we wear. Like, be a fucking confident king, man. Like, bitch, you literally met her like that, okay? Like, you knew she was a bad bitch when you got with her. What the fuck is the problem now? There is a huge difference between a man that fucking checks up on you and a man that literally blows up your fucking phone to speak to you, you know? So you want the one that checks up on you, okay? Not the one that fucking harasses the fuck out of you. You want a man that gives you fucking physical affection, babe, okay? Not physical abuse, okay? We don't want that. We don't do that on this side of fucking town, bitch, okay? You want somebody that fucking appreciates your motherfucking body and soul. You also want a man that respects when you say no to the nasty, motherfucker. I don't want to do the nasty. You want a man that fucking caresses you, gives you fucking love, and sucks your toes if he fucking has to, but no nasty. You get it? You want him to carry himself as your fucking man, bitch, as your fucking king. He is proud and is fucking sure of the fact that he has a fucking queen walking right next to him, right? So he's gonna walk as such. You deserve a man that keeps you fucking close to your friends and family, bitch, okay? Somebody that does the fucking opposite is a fucking narcissist, okay? Like, fucking understand that shit already, bitch. It's fucking common sense. It's science. Someone, bitch, that tries to understand your motherfucking emotions and doesn't just say, oh, you're doing too fucking much, when, bitch, you're really just a fucking woman, okay? You're a fucking woman. Understand that shit. We have emotions. We have hormones. I couldn't care less if the man was fucking nonchalant or not, bitch. I really don't give a fuck, but you need to make sure that that man is fucking emotionally available for you. Last but not least, bitch, a man who gets you fucking flowers, okay? Just randomly out of fucking nowhere, okay? My dad got me these, of course, bitch. He's a fucking man. It's 2024, bitch, so I suggest you fucking come to me before I fucking appear in your motherfucking dreams, bitch, and it's not gonna be a good fucking time.
When a man meets you for the first time and he finds you attractive, his body is gonna fill up with testosterone. And then he's gonna turn into a lean, mean chasing machine. It's gonna activate his testosterone-fueled chase instinct. And his testosterone-fueled chase instinct is going to suddenly turn him into a romantic, you know? Is gonna be able to channel Pablo Neruda. His testosterone-fueled chase instinct is gonna make him say things that his testosterone-fueled chase instinct thinks and knows you need to hear in order for you to submit to his chase. His body is gonna jet into action. His testosterone-fueled chase instinct is gonna make his body to do things that he is instinctively feels and knows you need him to do in order for you to submit to his chase. So he might tell you, I love you in the beginning, and you, not being aware that he's just operating from his chase instinct, and even he is not aware that he's just operating from his testosterone-fueled chase instinct. So he would say things like, I love you. And you, if you're not aware of this dynamic, of this whole chase instinct, pursuit instinct in a man's psyche, you would believe everything he says and does in the beginning. And so, once he's no longer filled with testosterone, once his chase instinct is over, and his actions are no longer congruent to the words that he told you before when he was in his chase instinct, you're gonna feel hurt and you're gonna hate men for it. You think men are just natural liars. But you know, men are also victim to this lack of awareness within themselves. They also don't know that they're just operating from their chase instinct. And that is why, as a woman, you have to empower yourself with this knowledge. Realize that in the beginning, the first 3 months, everything a man does or says is just coming from his chase instinct. So enjoy it. Keep observing him. Enjoy whatever he says or does. Receive gracefully whatever he gives you to try to make you submit to his chase. But take everything with a grain of salt. Do not over-invest emotionally. Protect your emotional investment. And keep observing him. After 3 months, if his actions are still congruent to what he said in the beginning, then yeah, he is now truly seeing your value as a woman to him as a man. And now you've activated his pursuit instinct. He's now pursuing you because he already sees your value. He's no longer just operating from his testosterone-fueled chase instinct.
How are some of y'all going around living life not caring what people think about? Read this book. Seriously, read this book. It's going to help you tremendously. But if you don't want to read that book, I'm going to summarize 2 key points from the book. First one is, don't take anything personally. Everybody is living their own movie. And in their own movie, they are their own main character. And you all, including me and other people, are just characters that pass by in their movie. So they are their own main characters. And most of the time, what they do and what they say is just a reflection of their own beliefs and experiences. It really is about them, not about you at all. Okay? So when they say something, it's just a projection of their beliefs. They're projecting it onto you. Second one is, don't make assumption. If somebody says something to you and you are a bit confused or you don't understand what they mean, ask away, ask them. Don't make assumption. Make sure that you two are on the same page. So, yeah. And here are some additional points I find useful from my experience. First one is, most of the time I will walk into a room or like I will go to places and think, I will never see these people again. Well, it's not applicable in a lot of situations, but most of the time in my life, I will never meet those people again. So I just live my life. You do you, I'll do me, you know? Second is, I don't know where I read this from, but if you ask somebody about something that somebody did that's embarrassing, most of the time, those people can't remember it. Okay, they don't remember those exact embarrassing moments unless they are being reminded of. Okay, so if you do something embarrassing in public, it will be like the end of the world at that moment. But then people will go home, they will forget about it. So live your life, do something silly. It's just life. Just remember, everybody is too busy living their own life, being their own main characters. Most of the time, they don't care about what you do. Okay? They love you, they care about you, but again, they're too busy caring about themselves.
The girls that think too much, you need to start yapping. Just like don't think and just yap. Just keep yapping. I am a chronic overthinker. I will spiral myself to depression. When I start yapping and I hear it out loud, I hear my thoughts verbalized, everything like clicks. And like while you're at it, like put it on TikTok, monetize yourself.
The uglier you go to bed, the hotter you wake up. These are the 5 things that I do every single night so I can wake up looking hot, looking good, looking juicy. That only takes like 10 minutes out of my nightly routine. Let's get into it. The first thing I do, and I don't do this every single night, but like once or twice a week, I'll go in with some whitening strips and leave them on while I'm doing the rest of my routine, just to make sure that my teeth are really, really white, because this will enhance how you look by like 1000%. Next thing that I do literally every single night is some sort of heatless style. Right now, my hair is wavy from braids, so I think I'm just gonna redo the braids to kind of freshen up the top instead of doing heatless curls, because I'm not really feeling it tonight. You can see my recent video about how I grew my hair. This is truly it. I sleep in a heatless style every single night, which truly protects your hair so much, and it's the reason why I've been able to grow my hair from it being literally fried off, damaged, bleached, literally disgusting. Okay, the third thing that I do literally every single night, I will not miss this step, is castor oil. If you're not using castor oil every single night, what are you doing? I use it literally everywhere. First of all, my lip is bleeding, so that's the first place that we're gonna put it. I use it as like a thick lip mask because it truly will stay on all night long. You'll go to bed and you'll wake up and you'll still have like the residue on your lips and it just looks like lip gloss, but truly it's so much better. I love it. Okay. Number 2, I use this like spoolie and like messily put this on. brush it through my brows every single night. They're all natural brows, and I used to literally have no brows. So this is what I do every single night. If I didn't have my DIY lash extensions on, I would also go through and add these to my lashes to help them grow, but I'm not going to do that because I have lashes on. But if you have natural lashes, do that and your lashes will grow so. Also, another hack that I do when I feel really, really tired or I have to be up early is use castor oil and eye patches. I'll show you what I do. I'm not going to sit here and say that this is going to be eye filler, but truly it makes my under eyes so hydrated to where they aren't like creasy the next morning when I wake up. They're not puffy, so I love it. I use it. Try it out. Truly, you'll be amazed. So for what exactly I do, I put castor oil on my finger, put it under my eye, then I'll take the eye patch over top. Last but not least is skin prep. Either I'll tan contour or do some sort of tanning mask. Honestly, today my skin is feeling super dehydrated, so I'm just going to go in with the Cicaplast by La Roche-Posay mask on top of the Rhode Skin Milk, whatever the fuck, that's really popular. Love this. This is actually not overhyped. This is completely worth the money. I paid like $80 Canadian to get this shipped to me, but I love it. Then for the Cicaplast mask, I actually go in and use an extremely generous amount. This is recommended by my dermatologist. I used to be on Accutane and I had really, really bad skin. And then after Accutane, my skin has been extremely dry and nothing cures it. This is the one thing that makes it like manageable, especially in the wintertime. Okay, I know I look insane right now with the mask, the eye patches, the whitening teeth, everything, but this is how I go to bed. And I'll wake up looking the best version of myself where I don't need makeup. I just wake up looking good. I promise you this works. Take care of yourself before you go to bed.